I just got the Ryan egg delivery, and we'll see what's inside the yellow one. We'll go see. So I just opened it right now, but now let's go open it. Right? Let's go.
Laid the groundwork for this insurrection today. Do you think they feel betrayed by their leaders, their bosses?
I think you'll have every some that fully believe in what they're doing, some that were faithful to their boss and disagreed. As a staff member, it's not their fault, but if you're a member of Congress and you were calling for overthrowing this election, and especially if you were one of the ones driving this and using it for your presidential campaign, I hope this put a big break on that aspiration.
Thank you so much. Congressman Kinzinger, everybody. We'll be right back.
Okay, now this one, which one? What's this? Cowboy Ryan.
What happens next? Inside the White House, the dam is finally broken. Trump apparently has finally gone too far. They're running for the
So this
in the
one
White House.
is
We told you a moment
another
ago that
Ryan.
CNN has learned that Education Secretary
So
Betsy
I put
DeVos
this Ryan
just quit,
here.
supposedly over Trump's response to the attempted coup at the Capitol. Just moments ago, CNN confirmed that the Assistant Secretary for Health
A squishy.
resigned. Her name is Eleanor
So squishy. It's Alpha Alexa.
She says
The Agent Alpha
Now she
Alexa.
says, quote, I cannot support language that results
Agent
in
Alpha.
incitement of violence and risks our
Agent
very
Alpha
existence.
Alexa.
So now we're at 2 cabinet members gone, along with several White House staffers, including Stephanie Graham. Now, there is, Stephanie Grisham.
No,
Now, there is no question that
That
these
sounds
men,
squishy.
they show
Okay.
the level of disrepair around Trump. They show what he has wrought. They show why he may be remembered as the worst. Why do I say may and not must or will? Because it's up to you. It's up to history. It's up to those who make up a reckoning about it. But there are absolutely evidence of that. My point is, there's also a so what factor to this. I do not believe that these
Okay, now
people
put
receive a
this
grace
one.
for what they're doing now. I don't think it's high ground. I really believe the more responsible
Okay,
thing with everything you stayed for. Everything you stayed for. This was too much because it was too dangerous. Really. But the kids in cages, no? No?
There.
The demonizing people because they're different? No? No? The mocking the integrity of all our institutions on a regular basis? The unmitigated gall to lie about everything? That wasn't enough. Then you had some sense of higher duty. Then it was mitigated. Then it was about the media. But now
It's
too
Gil.
much.
Gil. Hello.
Will actually create a vacuum of responsibility that will actually hinder the new administration. I do not think these people should be applauded.
Karate Ryan. It's Karate Ryan.
Of the destruction that Trump creates. He is a inverse
It's him.
Midas.
Look.
Everything he touches
forgot
turns
to
to
put
something
destroyed.
far less valuable than gold. Will there be legal consequences for him once again, and maybe more severely than ever? Andrew McCabe is with us. Thank you, brother, and thank you for the patience. But these are days where we must be on record about why things matter and why they don't, because it will be remembered. We have never been here before. And a question you have never been asked before.
French
Inciting
fries.
riot.
It's
Seditious
fries.
conspiracy as opposed to sedition.
It's
because it is
fries.
complicated legally
Whoa,
to deal with
fries.
sedition all on its own. What is the
Fries.
exposure of this
I
president
love
for what
French
he
fries.
absolutely
Definitely.
encouraged and helped direct yesterday?
Well, Chris, we're going to find out the answer to that question. So first, of course, we need a full-scope, intensive, well-resourced investigation into this president's conduct. Now, I said that 4 years ago. I made the decision to go forward with that. We all know what happened with that one. This needs to happen again. I am not the prognosticator. I'm the investigator. And I can tell you it's time to start investigating. Once that takes place, and I'm talking about sitting down with dragging every single person in the White House who heard what he said yesterday, who observed his reactions to what he saw as he watched it from the comfort of the Oval Office all day long. Pull every one of those people into the grand jury and force them to provide testimony and evidence against the President of the United States. Collect the record of all of his tweets and his comments on social media, exhorting people to come to D.C. for this purpose. And then, of course, his speech in front of that crowd before they left, promising them that he would go with them to the Capitol. You put that package all together and you deliver it to an Attorney General. Not just
Another Alpha Alexa, but a doctor. A doctor Alpha Alexa.
Politically independent Attorney General, which we have not had lately, but we will have in the new administration with Merrick Garland. And you let the Attorney General decide if there's a case there to be brought, that Attorney General should bring that case.
But there's another
Oh
step.
my gosh.
And we've heard President-elect Joe Biden say, I don't think that Trump should be investigated after this. Why? Well, the obvious political exigency is get him gone. And it's not easy to get a sitting president for anything. We saw that. You saw it all too well. And this is no easy case either. As obvious as it is, the context matters. And bringing a prosecution does have a discretionary element as well. What about that pushback? That isn't worth it? You may not get them, and you know, if it comes to a vote in Congress, it's not going to happen. So what is the value?
You know, we've had a really vigorous debate about that up until this point. I've had it with you right here on the show and Preet and other people.
And
it's been interesting, right? There is an argument that says you let the professional prosecutors decide, and if there's a case that needs to be brought, you let them bring it. And on the other hand, the political reality of what the new president will face is you say, well, maybe President-elect Biden wants to turn the page on this period, wants to put it all behind us and bring the country back together. Those are both compelling arguments. That was before yesterday. Now we have a sitting president who very likely may have participated in a conspiracy, a seditious conspiracy, have exhorted and directed an attack on our government, an attack on the Capitol in which lives were lost and the Capitol was ransacked. I think that changes the terms of this debate considerably. I think it has to be investigated, and if there is a case to be brought and the Attorney General makes that decision, it should go forward.
Does the tape that he put out today saying there should be punishment if you broke the law, you don't represent the country, does that mitigate his exposure?
No, it's just such an obviously self-serving and false statement on his behalf. He makes all kinds of claims in there about things that didn't actually happen, about his immediate deployment of the National Guard, which we know didn't happen. So I don't think that helps him at all. It certainly doesn't undo all of the other statements, the social media posts, the speech to the crowd that morning. You can't unring that bell.
Andrew McCabe, thank you very much. Appreciate it. So, how do you look at exposure?
Okay.
Now, before you start tearing me up about not seeing the obvious exposure for the president, it's about the interest of justice. And what about the people's interest in more exposure to Trump toxifying our culture in the middle of a pandemic any longer than necessary? That's got to be part of the discretion here also for prosecutors, if it even comes to that. We'll watch it. I promise you that.
And then here.
Just go upstairs now. Yeah.
With Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like,
I think I'll go with cardigan.
that's banking reimagined. What's in your
And
world?
then we put this here.
Filing their first criminal charges in connection with yesterday's riots at the Capitol. Here to break it all down for us, NBC News investigations correspondent Tom
And then
Winter. Tom, I've been
put
dying to talk to you all
this
day. I have
here.
so many questions for you. First off, let's start with who's being charged and what are those charges that we're hearing about tonight?
Right, so we've got two specific sets of charges. Some that are being brought by what we would normally call state cases, in this case Washington, D.C. cases. Then we have federal cases. Let's start on the state side. So you've got right now almost 80 arrests that have been made in conjunction with either violations of curfew or with the violent events that we saw yesterday at the Capitol. Some of those charges are quite serious. They include possession of weapons charges, also illegalities as it relates to magazines. So people essentially having too
It's
much
a
ammo or having
vroom
magazines that are too large, so they had
car that
concealed
goes
weapons
vroom
on their
vroom.
person, including charges involving assault of police officers.
And
So those arrest totals are starting to ramp up. Notably, though, a
goes
significant
here.
amount of those arrests happen outside of the Capitol grounds and are more tied to things that happen after those people left the Capitol, Allison.
This goes here.
Yeah, so let's talk about what happened
This
at the
code
Capitol,
here.
Tom. Capitol Police say they arrested
This
14
code
people
here.
yesterday, including 11 for unlawful entry. But I mean, it was really obvious that way more than 11 people stormed the Capitol.
Why
Do you
is
expect that we'll see
this
any more of
go-
those types of
this
charges? And is
code-
there any indication, because so many people are wondering about this, whether domestic terrorism
Finally.
charges could come up here at all?
And then this
Well, I
one.
think, it's
Then
possible in the
this
federal. So
one.
to answer your question, yes. Let's start there. I think that there's going to be more arrests.
Let's start there.
Obviously, there's a lot of these. We've been showing the video. We've been showing it for the last day. A lot of these people have been captured on video today. Police in Washington D.C. Put out a PDF, essentially a PowerPoint presentation of all the people of interest that they are looking for that were inside the Capitol to make those charges. We're gonna see more federal charges come up, and I know we're going to talk about that, and I want to get to that in a moment. But I think that you're going to see charges. The easiest charges that can be made are those unlawful trespassing charges, unlawful access to the Capitol. With respect to domestic terrorism, if this was any other building than the Capitol, if it was anything other than the electoral vote that was essentially being recorded yesterday, then I think yes, you would see domestic terrorism charges because it fits from a federal standpoint domestic terrorism in those statutes perfectly. They were trying to intimidate or coerce the government of the United States, and that they broke federal laws in doing so. So from a federal perspective, normally this would perfectly work within domestic terrorism charges. Allison, though, I think because they were involved with actually disrupting Congress and in the actual US electoral process, I think there's a slew of other charges that might eventually come to bear here.
All right, so we're talking about a lot of different agencies, a lot of different types of charges. The acting D.C. U.S. attorney said that his office has charged 55 people with a range of offenses. How are those charges different from the charges coming from Capitol Police? Just to be clear, kind of on what's what here.
Right, exactly. So these charges seem to be a little bit more dialed into, they're not curfew charges. These are charges that directly have to do with the incidents that happened at the Capitol yesterday. So what are we talking about? We're talking about people that had guns at the Capitol, loaded guns. We're talking about people that beat cops, according to the allegations. We're talking one individual who, according to charging documents, had 11 Molotov cocktails. That's a lot, Allison. 11 Molotov cocktails in an environment like that. You think you're looking at smoke now. 2 or 3 Molotov cocktails in a building like the Capitol could have caused a tremendous amount of damage and perhaps even more loss of life. Certainly could have injured people just carrying those around. They're violent. So when you look at those type of things, they're extremely serious. Weapons charges inside the Capitol, quite serious. So I think these federal charges, where you're going to start to see the people that were inside the Capitol yesterday creating havoc, being violent, actions that led to death, actions that led to a tremendous amount of destruction of property. You're going to see them get into trouble. Also, there is the concern about information that may have been taken yesterday from the Capitol. For people that were doing that, those charges could be quite serious. So I think it's tip of the iceberg from a federal charging standpoint. How much they'll be hampered, though, by arrests not being made yesterday at the Capitol while they were still inside. That's a question that remains to be seen, Allison.
Yeah, Tom, let me ask you another question about some of the things they might have gotten away with. You referenced this. Senator Jeff Merkley was tweeting earlier that his laptop was stolen during the riots yesterday. Given that some of these rioters were storming congressional offices, is there any concern that perhaps they could have had access to sensitive or even classified information?
Yes, there's definitely a concern about that, and we're starting to hear that tonight, that there may have been national security items that were taken. I mean, I saw yesterday, and this is another failure by the leadership of the Capitol Police. There needed to be, or the Sergeant at Arms, could be either or, in fairness. There needed to be a system where when you have an incident like that, you lock down those computers. It is possible to lock down computers remotely. That did not...
No music. No. Just no music. Sorry if you want music, but no. And then I put this here. This is a long video. And then I put this here. And then I put this here. Oh my god. And then I put this. Oh no. And then I put this here. Then I put this here. And then I put this here. This is not very castle, I'm just messing up. Then I put this here. Then I put this here. And then I put this here. And then I put this here. Are you serious? First of all, this keeps falling. Second of all, I hate it. Third of all, why is this so annoying? Fourth of all, I am trying to make a building. Okay, now put this here. And then I put this here. And then I think that's it. Now it's time to run this over. There's someone in it. I guess this one. Oh my god. The remote? No, I didn't take the remote. I found it. You're welcome. Oh my. Okay, back. Now put this girl in. Are you gonna go in or whatever? Put this here. Why is this such a long video? And then I put this here. I put this one here because it keeps falling down. And this one, and this one.
And now I am thrilled to present the premiere of my new show, Judge James. Enjoy.
This is the clerk, Ornella March. She claims that defendant Julia Moreno sold her a Pontiac G6.
Okay.
It's stolen.
Now
She was
this is
arrested on false
sword.
charges and is now sued for $9,900.
Oh.
This is the defendant, Julian
Then I
Moreno.
put this
He
here.
maintains that he's never met the plaintiff and sold the G6 to a third party who failed to make payments, forcing him to report it stolen. It's a case of the pink slip-up.
Rise to your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. Participants are not actors.
Okay, now get this. So it's loud.
Drop their claims to have their case decided here by the
Make
judge.
this loud. Just hop inside. There we go. Now, to be. Oh no! Oh no! Now what do I do? It fell all over.
Ornella Besker Amula.
Okay, now put that there. Put that there. Put that there.
I see. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
Put that there.
Croatia. You're
And then
suing Julian Moreno. Julian, for $9,900 because you claim he unlawfully sold you a 2008 Pontiac G6 through Craigslist that he did not own. He hadn't paid off.
Yes.
Then you, Julian,
and then I put this here.
Mr. Ray, you claim you never sold the car to the plaintiff.
Now it's time. Why did that happen? I don't think it was so.
Do you have any information on these men? Contact information?
I have text messages.
From them?
Okay,
So you still owe how much?
getting it ready.
$7,000 on the car. So they paid you and you did not get anything signed from them as far as an agreement to make the payment. It was all verbal. And you trusted them to make the payment? Yeah. Even though they were strangers you met on Craigslist? Right. What's wrong with you?
1,
It was my fault.
2.
Who answered the Craigslist ad when you
Oh no! No, it's good.
When I called, it was coming out of his voice as well.
Hello, am I going to fit you?
I'm definitely sure that
No. Are you going to defeat me? Yes. Card. That was a fail. Oh, you didn't beat. Oh, you will see when I go back. No, get out of my way. This is where I go. Okay. Hey, chill out. Don't you ever say. Never say that. I'm never gonna chill out with me. You're the one who regrets it. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god! Oh my god! You're so annoying. Don't call me annoying. You are. Nope. No. No. Help me. Help me. My body. Ow. Okay. Put this in. Oh my god. That's how you get
No.
And you have this guy listed as Pontiac owner.
That was that day when I was buying the car. Otherwise, I would have it as
So now you think that the defendants duped you somehow?
Of course. Who sells a car without taking the information of this or this going to I mean, like, I don't know the stupid for not taking the things first, but you really have to be dumb.
Can I just say everything's both stupid?
Well, I think foreign people, when it comes to buy things, they're not too smart.
I was a witness when he got arrested.
Is it true that they're very
Oh god. What? Oh no! Again? No. Never do that again. I hope you don't do that again, or else I'll poop on yourself.
It says here you work at the Hat Restaurant. Is that correct? No. You met at the Hat Restaurant. Does that mean Arby's?
No, he's the restaurant with the hat.
Your Honor, I have a question.
Yes.
The hat is what they sell pastrami?
They do the best pastrami in
Yeah, I
town.
agree. Yeah, I tried it. One time I went when I was in high school. It was in Alhambra.
Being arrested for contempt of court?
No.
Is it true that it's in Alhambra?
The best pastrami. Now, Your Honor, we should go and bring them.
I will bring the girls? Yeah, all right. we have a very horny bailiff here. This is a complicated case. Masha, I have a question for you. You were in the car at the time of the arrest. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Mick Jagger sexually?
Okay, this time
Remember your number.
I am going to.
You don't have words? I am going to have to go to my chamber to think of. In fact, I'd like to take some of the hot
Going
chicks
to
from
like the whole
from the
entire
gallery to my
street
chamber.
of flowers.
We'll figure this out. Bailiff, collect them. I'll be back to rule. I'm also going to keep your phones in case there are any naked pictures on them.
Gus inside the car. Gus inside the car. Go, Gus. Nope. What about this one? Would this one go?
And did this woman do it with Mick Jagger? Judge James' verdict
No.
when we were judging.
What about Gil? Gil, are you gonna go?
Shopper claims she bought a car the defendant didn't know. This defendant claims he never sold her the car in question. This woman may have slept with Mick Jagger. This bailiff loves pastrami sandwiches. And this judge is about to rule. Let's listen.
Well, I can totally help you with that visa thing. I'm a judge, you know, so yeah, that's no problem. That's no problem. Oh, are we on? Oh, we're back? Okay. So I went through...
Hold on. You can sit down right now.
Yes, everybody may be seated. I went through the information, and the texts were sent from 3 different numbers. So the problem here is we cannot find the third party, the person who was in the middle of both of these transactions. I believe both of your stories, but the burden of proof is on the plaintiff. And since we cannot prove that the defendants defrauded you, I rule in favor of the defendants.
All right. Follow me.
Okay, the case is concluded. Judge James has rendered his verdict. Let me ask you a question. Here's a little bit. Oh, wow. Let me just ask you this. Did you think you were going to stroll in here and win this case because you're just a bunch of...
Oh my god. I'm gonna do it with nobody inside of it. Like, not even a little bit.
And an automatic actions.
I'm sorry. It's another Rolling Stone case. All right, move it like Jagger. Wow, look at this. This one likes me. And now the one with the defendant.
Keep missing. Aiming for that one.
And you plan on rewarding Judge James by naming your child after him?
Think about
There you go. At least it's not clear or something. All right, so give me one of those pastrami sandwiches.
On the next Judge James.
I used to drag race myself for a lot of years. Drag racing is when you race
Your Honor.
Yo, let's go. Let's go. Bush, 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 bush. Okay. No, just rewind how I opened it. Oh. Just give me this now. Alright, thank you. Okay.
of a talk show. I'm also a very well-loved television judge. My bailiff Guillermo and I have been hearing cases for quite some time now. Real cases with real litigants from small claims court who agreed to withdraw
Then put this one inside of here.
to me.
I never been long in the video before. I never. And then I put this one. Get this one.
Susanna Martinez. She claims the bags were paid for in installments and offered to refund the plaintiff in the same label.
And then I get this one.
But not forgotten.
What is this one?
What you are about to witness is
Go.
the participants are not actors. claims. They're actual
So yeah,
liens
get
with the case pending
kill
in
inside.
Both parties have agreed to drop their claims to have their case decided here by Judge James.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So God help you. Josh James.
Inside here.
Alright. You may be seated.
You can sit down.
Alright, let's see what we have here. Plaintiff is Cindy Garcia.
And then
Ms. Garcia, you are
I
suing
get
Susie
this
Martinez,
one.
Ms. Martinez,
Oh, look at this.
for $3,239.
Oh, it's
You
flattened.
claim you paid the defendant in
Okay,
installments for
the
two
putty
Louis
goes
Vuitton
inside
handbags
here.
with matching wallets that you never received, correct?
That is correct.
And Ms. Martinez, you claim you offered to refund Ms. Garcia in the same way in which she paid, which was layaway
Payments.
in installments?
Yes.
Do you have a store or a boutique?
No, I was just selling them on Facebook.
Okay, selling purses on Facebook. And where do you get these purses?
From
Now with no stickers. It started with no
So the service
stickers.
that you provide is the layaway service?
Yeah, which the store doesn't.
Ms. Garcia, let's start with you. What happened?
Okay, so what happened was I finished paying for my purses, and the defendant and I had agreed for her to deliver them on a certain
Then
date,
put
but she did not.
this
So I
one.
asked for a refund, and indeed she did give me a $300 refund,
Oh,
and she agreed to give me a refund every 15th of the month after.
So you have no purses
I
at
have no
all?
purses, no wallets at all.
And how have you been carrying your things?
I have another
You
purse.
have another purse?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this correct?
Now put this
Partially.
here.
Did you just say harsh?
Partially.
So harsh would be short for partially. Please don't use language like that in my court again, or I'll have you destroyed, correct?
Can I say something?
Yes, you may.
My people use those words.
Harsh?
Yeah. You can see, I feel like
What people are you with?
Okay, what is
Latinos,
this?
Latinos, look.
Do you use the word harsh?
I do not.
Okay. Don't make me hold you in contempt of court.
Well, in the ghetto we do.
Okay. And you agreed to give the plaintiff all her money back.
The same way she paid me, that's how I told her I would refund her from the very beginning that she initially started buying for me.
I see. So you're out around $2,900 right now?
$3,200.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah, these are expensive purses.
I will kill my wife if she buys those things.
You threatening to kill your wife in court?
No, boy, in case she buy a Louis Vuitton, you know, it's too expensive.
One more word out of you and I have you taken out of here in handcuffs. All right, very good. And what did you do with the plaintiff's money?
I initially started, paying, it was a number of people. So as soon as it was paid off, I would give them the item within 2 weeks.
So it's kind of like a pyramid scheme type of thing.
Yeah.
Right. Now that your shady
And
personal
then
business is out, what do
Here's
you
the
do for
other
work?
ones.
I'm going to school, and I also had a daycare.
And I think that is,
And if the parents bring their children there, you give them back at the end of the
that
day?
might be it.
All right. Cindy, would you like to see Susie go to jail?
Nope. I'm good. No, I just have to get
around Cindy's house to help pay off this money?
Is that what you're doing?
get this one.
You be interested in something like that?
Hello. And
I'm
then
gonna
I
return to my
get,
chambers for a minute, and I'll be back with my verdict.
and I get this.
You need to say anything?
There. There. Wait. No, this one there.
This handbag hoarder.
And this one here. And this one there. And this one here. And this one go here.
When we return.
And this one go here.
Promised payments in March.
And then I put this on top.
Stand right for me.
Oh, I stand up for Josh James.
Wow, that was a lot of fun. But see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, cuties. Goodbye, cuties. Bye.